Hi, welcome to the Ronnie Ciago Show, and my special guest today is my longtime friend, Bob Luna. Hey, Bob.
Great to see you,
Long-time friends.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Ronnie Ciago Show. So, Bob, you're a composer, arranger, keyboard player, vocalist, producer, songwriter. You wear lots of hats.
You know what? You have to, because the more you have to throw out there, the more you're going to work.
Exactly.
That's.
And we've known each other a long time.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember where.
We started in a club. We ended up being together in a club in, I think it was Santa Monica, or was it Gabe's?
Was it? Yeah. Was that the one with Keith Lynch, or was that with John Burton?
I think it was.
It was Keith Lynch.
It was Gabe's, right?
Yeah, I think so.
What the town is that in? It's LA.
It's real close to where I live now. It's just right outside of Mar Vista.
Right around Santa Monica area, right?
Yeah. Well, it's just east of it.
Personally, I spent a lot of time there. I played with so many people.
Oh, you did?
They just came and played, and
I think after we played together, I think we just continued playing a lot of different projects, different situations after that.
We did. So now you started with Dion. I mean, the question is, well, how did you get that gig? How did that happen?
There was an audition. Yeah, I did know someone, Wade Short. I don't know if you ever met Wade.
Why do I know that name?
Yeah.
I know we played together. Was he a bass player?
Yeah, he was the bass player.
We played together.
Yeah, we played together. I think it was, you probably did John Burton's gig, and Wade was playing bass on it.
Okay.
And that was at a place called the Culver Saloon.
That's right. That's right. We did a lot of shows there.
Yeah. I knew Wade from working with John Burton, because I remember one time we did a gig there, and he said that they were looking for a keyboard player. Okay. That Dion was going to be looking for a keyboard player, and would I be interested? And I said, of course. Yeah. She was doing it was like sort of a musical about her life.
Okay.
Anyway, I flew out there and auditioned and got the audition, and I believe I stayed there and started doing some shows. It's a little fuzzy these days, but I do remember that.
Did they have you, of course, they probably had you read the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had the charts, and sure.
What year did you start there?
I think that was in 1998.
Walk on by, foolish rider, that's all that I have left, so let me hide the tears and the sadness you gave me when you said goodbye.
Wow, she's got such a wonderful career.
Oh yeah, in the catalog.
I mean,
her sister Dee Dee, she also was a good singer. In fact, I met her when we were trying to put this whole thing together. Very nice person. I think they looked at her as well, or I don't know the reason. I don't know the whole history of why they picked Dion or what,
Wow.
to sing all their songs. I don't know the whole.
Okay, so that's just a small part of her history, and then you started playing with her, and you started getting to know her. Actually, I remember you were playing, I think it was Cerritos, and then I got to meet her.
Yeah, that was when you came.
That's right.
Yeah.
You were like the arranger, or
At the time, I think I was just the second keyboardist because
Okay.
Joe Close was the piano conductor.
I think on the show there was strings and horns. It was a big.
Yeah, it wasn't a full orchestra, but I think it was just a configuration, certain configuration of strings.
And you were doing all the big
and
hits.
horns. Yeah, I did start arranging for her with Joe because he had quite a backload of stuff he had to get done, and I told him that I arranged it, and so we shared. He gave me a few things like "Close to You." I arranged. I augmented the orchestra because it wasn't written for a full orchestra, and so I would write for orchestra all the parts, and I had pretty much free range to do what I felt would work.
How the heck did you learn how to write for orchestras and be? Oh yeah, I can do that. So you went to school and
Yeah, I was a Dick Grove graduate.
Dick Grove. Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, we're going to have our 40-plus reunion tomorrow. And that was in, I think, 85 and 86. I went first through the keyboard instruction program, to learn everything in regard. See, Dick was a piano player, an arranger. And so he was my teacher. He was the teacher. And it was just great knowledge. He simplified harmony. He made it so much easier than, you would think that learning, to arrange to, at that time it was just piano that I was taking. But then I went right into the CAP program, which is composing arranging program. And that's where we had to write a different style every week. Write all the charts out and have the orchestra or the big band play the charts.
Great.
It was great preparation, for real world situations.
Yeah. And a lot of, just to reach out to other students or musicians who want to, you think, well, how did you get that gig? Well, you were prepared.
Yeah.
And you studied and you learned different things, techniques and all that.
Yeah.
In order to get that, it wasn't didn't just show up.
Right.
You weren't lucky. You learned your craft.
Right.
And you got in. After that, you started doing the arrangements, and then you started touring a lot with her, right?
A lot of different people. You're talking about after Dionne Warwick?
Yeah.
Yeah, after.
Let's say with Dionne, like you were touring a lot with her, right?
Oh yeah. Oh sure.
I mean, you went to Greece and
Yeah.
I mean, you remember you sent
all over
your
the
pictures.
world. Yeah. Well, for the most part, I didn't go to Russia.
You didn't go to Russia.
2001, 9/11. We were supposed to go to the Middle East, but after the attack on the 9/11 in New York, that whole tour was canceled. I think we were supposed to go to Dubai.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that whole thing was canceled after that.
And you were with her for like 5 years.
Something like that. Yeah, I think 98 to 2003.
We also played with Mick Taylor together. And I was on Mick's gig, and then we did a live record, and the keyboard player was coming out of a venue or bar or something, and he got ran over there.
Oh, he was hit by a car? Oh, man.
And we were touring, and they kind of panicked. I go, what are we going to do?
Right.
And I said, let's call my friend Bob Luna.
I appreciate that very much. I remember that. Oh, it was a pleasure, playing with you guys. I think that's when I met Bobby Osinski.
Bobby Osinski, that's right. He was the
EMD.
producer.
Paul Ill was on the gig. I had known Paul before.
I knew Paul before Bobby, because me and Paul go back from Berkeley days.
Oh, yeah.
Berkeley School of Music. And then I met with Bobby, and then I started doing a lot of records on the label that they were on.
Right.
Shattered Music, I think it was called. Paul McCartney.
Okay, so that was an association with Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson.
Okay.
And I know Chris Wilson, Rita's brother, very well. They all hang out together and, they do all kinds of stuff. Well, there was a thing called Simply Shakespeare, which is a benefit for the Shakespeare acting. I think there's a foundation or something.
Okay.
Downtown LA somewhere. We did this for a number of years.
And she invited Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, and through that association, I've played with a lot of other different people, and because I was the conductor for it.
Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. The broken-hearted people living in the world agree. There will be an answer, let it be. And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. Yeah, 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 yeah.
What was that experience like with playing with
Oh
Paul?
well, yeah. Obviously, it's like
You did, what was it, My Love? Or what song did you do? When you were with Paul McCartney, you did a
Live
and Let Die.
Live and Let Die.
That's
That's it. Yeah. Let me just tell you very quickly that when I was with Dionne Warwick, when we didn't use an orchestra, I was the orchestra. So I had to develop something to emulate an orchestra. And that's how I got into all
your
that
keyboards
stuff
and stuff.
with the keyboards. And at that time, samplers and samples and sample libraries were in its infancy.
Yeah.
But that's what I found, because I remember talking to some people and from the film industry, people who were doing some scores for some films, friends of mine, and talking about the different things they would use. Sometimes the projects were you would have an orchestra, and then you would augment or layer stuff like sample libraries, which were samples of orchestral instruments.
Right.
So what that does is the cost of the orchestra isn't as much. It's a budgetary consideration. So a lot of them were doing that. And so I found out what the orchestral library to use, the most, the best one.
How much.
And how much
It
and
was
all
not
that stuff.
cheap.
But I got it, and that's what I was using.
Yeah.
The reason I bring this up is when I did Paul McCartney's, especially Live and Let Die, which is an orchestral,
That's it.
it's all orchestra. That's what I did. Of course, the technology had improved. I think that was in 2013, and it really was a lot better sounding. And
And you'd have, because I played some, that is, I play some keyboards as well. And the sample, like, I guess depending on when you hit the note, it could be delayed, because especially if an orchestra is,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so when you go, ba, 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 ba,
Yep.
it's got to be on some kind of staccato thing, right?
That's right.
So staccato program.
So it's a matter of you got to learn how to manipulate the samples. For the most part, edit, because you get all these samples and they have different articulations, but then you got to figure, how is this going to work? The attack, the decay. I had learned that when I first got into synthesizers, and I learned all that stuff about ADSRs, and that's attack, decay, sustain, release of samples, or at that time, they weren't samples, it was just waveforms.
Oh, wow.
Raw waveforms. This is going back to when...
That's before samples, right?
Oh, yeah. It was when Keith Emerson, he had that huge modular Moog.
That's right.
But then they came out with smaller synths, and I think the first one I ever got was a Mini Moog.
Yeah.
And that's where I learned all
from
that
Roger
stuff.
Moog.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember because I played with Patrick Moraz for a long time.
that's right.
And then me and Patrick were at the NAMM show, and Roger says to Patrick, "I got something for you."
Uh-huh.
And he gave him the Mini Moog.
Oh, the Mini
it was
Moog?
some kind of Moog.
Yeah,
And he was so kind and so humble. Like,
yeah.
oh, wow, okay, so we got it. Let's put it in the car. And he goes, no, I got it. He put it in the car. Wait, you Roger Moog?
Yeah.
I got it. No, I got this. He's like that.
Yeah.
But he's
That's
generous, great guy, genius.
The oscillator has a waveform, and that determines the harmonics. Here's a triangular wave, sawtooth, square, and two rectangular waveforms. With all those harmonics, we can shape the sound through filtering. That is, we can cut out these harmonics as the sound goes on. Here's a filter which cuts out the harmonics starting with the highest. Another important aspect of the sound is its envelope, how it builds up and decays as it goes on. In an analog synthesizer like this, there are 4 parts to the envelope. The attack, which is the rise, the decay, which is the fall from the highest point, the sustain, which is how loud it is as it continues, and then the release, which is how rapidly it dies to 0 when you let go of the key. Here now I have a slow attack and slow decay and fairly low sustain, so you can hear each individual part. First the attack, then the decay, then the sustain, and finally, I let go of the key, the release.
In the business, we keep learning and keep...
Absolutely. It's a lifelong pursuit of learning, always.
So McCartney, then Paul Simon shows up.
Yeah, well, Paul Simon, again, this is association with Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. These are people that they all, hang with. And
so what did you do with Paul Simon? What song?
Well, same thing. It was pretty much the same thing in that I conducted.
But like what songs did you?
Oh, well, of course, Bridge Over Troubled Waters. God, there's so many. The performance, it was like a play. It was like a musical in a way. This benefit concert.
Okay.
But see, being that it was Shakespeare, they would get all these celebrities.
I see, and they would see it, and they would put money towards
towards the foundation, towards Shakespeare. But they'd have all these celebrities acting. They would put a script together, from a very well-known opera.
Yeah.
And then they would edit, and they do all kinds of crazy things, and so that it was comedic. And all these celebrities all came in and they performed, they acted in the play, and we would have, we would play music. We were the so-called pit orchestra, but we were there on stage with them.
So, I mean, you had Tom Hanks kind of directing the whole thing, right?
Well, Tom Hanks, Rita Wilson, it was more like Rita's thing with Ben. I can't remember his last name, but he was the one who was in charge of the foundation. I don't know if he was the founder or what, but he was the one that promoted, did the whole thing. They needed musicians to play the musical, and I knew Chris, Rita's brother.
And what did Chris play?
Chris played guitar.
Okay.
And I ended up being the conductor for it. And so...
That lasted a little while, right?
Yeah, it was, I think the first one I did was with Alanis Morissette.
Okay.
2001, maybe?
Do you remember who the artists were in that foundation?
I remember one year was Alanis Morissette. Then there was another one where it was Faith Hill, and it was more on a country type of theme. And Reba McEntire was there. Right. Smokey Robinson did one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Denise Williams as well?
Well, but Denise Williams was with the Pacific Concert Group. Now, you played on the Pacific. I got you the drum chair for that.
Yeah, but I did that for a few years.
Yeah,
right?
You did that for a few years, exactly.
That was fun. It was like...
Yeah, and Denise was on that. That's the Pacific Concert Group.
And we're looking at... When we played in front of like 10,000 people, right?
Yeah, I mean, there were
stadiums.
Yeah.
I remember that was fun, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
Sister Sledge, that was
Sister Sledge, that was something entirely different. I can't remember how that came about, but I do remember I did it like 2 or 3 times. We went to Milan one time, to Milan, Italy, and did a show, and Kool and the Gang opened up for us.
Okay.
For me, is that since I'm a music director, I play with a lot of different people. I'm not necessarily in the bands,
right?
But I work with a lot of different people.
I know you were with Bobby Kimball for a while from Toto.
Oh, yeah, Bobby Kimball from Toto.
Okay. And you did a few shows with him? Or
Yep.
You were like the director as well?
Not that one. I was just the keyboardist because, Toto's keyboards, it's like you got 2 guys and they had all kinds of sounds, a lot of things going on.
We also play in the Rock All-Stars together.
Yep.
Which we do some of those songs from.
Yeah, we did. We did Rosanna in Africa.
Yeah, so you had the experience of doing that with Bobby.
But see, all that stuff that I learned when I was doing Dionne Warwick stuff is what I applied later. And I developed a a reputation
Yeah.
of being able to provide
Yeah.
or the orchestral
When people ask,
stuff.
well, who does, Bob does all
Yeah.
that. He could do this. And I didn't even know this. Ellis Hall.
Yeah, I worked with Ellis just recently.
I want to play with Ellis. Give him my number.
I will.
One
Let
of
him
the
know.
greatest artists on the planet.
Oh yeah, well,
in my
I mean,
book.
Well, in my book, it's Stevie Wonder and Michael
Well,
Cimbello.
he's Ellis is one of them. He's like that.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like Stevie Blind,
he is.
and just so much musical talent,
yeah.
full of zest. Right.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's great.
Spencer Davis.
We did Bobby Kimball's several shows. One was at NAMM. One was at the Legends of NAMM is what
Okay.
it was called.
I remember
It's
that,
on the main stage, and they had a bunch of people. Actually, I also played several benefits for Bobby. He had a thing called Saving Canine Lives.
Okay.
Just like all their friends come to these things and
Yeah.
and they hear you and then they want to use you, and that's great.
That's how
Yeah,
it-
Spencer Davis is one of them, and
That's how it works. It always
yeah,
works like that. Those are
exactly.
connections. Those of you who want to get in the business.
oh yeah,
And how does that happen? Well, it happens like this. This guy knows. No, you don't. In reality, there's no audition. The people recommend you and you
yeah.
play.
It's word of
That's
mouth.
it. It's word of mouth.
That's
So
right.
you got the goods or you don't. Because I know back in the day when they used to rehearse, they used to audition people.
Yeah.
It'd be like, 200 people auditioning? What? What's the purpose? Just get a guy who can play.
Yeah.
this, that you like. And it's not about just playing either. You have to like him, right?
Well, sure.
Or her.
Well, you got to go on the road with them. if
Yeah,
they're
you
gonna
got
be
to go on
doing
the
it,
road.
you
They
know.
have to like you as a person, and then
Yeah.
the player is, this is an extra, because being on the road it's not all glorified.
No, it's not.
'Cause sometimes you run into
Yeah.
what, the bus broke down. They didn't book the room. Where's our room?
Yeah.
We have the room with 3 people. What's going
Oh,
on?
well,
here?
no. No, I don't want to be doing that stuff.
You're watching the Ronnie Ciago Show, and we'll be right back with Bob Luna.
Time to get your rock on with Rockefellas TV. You can now watch Rockefellas TV on any smart TV and smart devices. Rockefellas TV is now on Apple and even Apple TV, Android and Google Play stores, Samsung Smart TV and even LG TV, Roku TVs and devices, Amazon App Store, Fire Stick and even Amazon TVs, Google TV and all smart TVs. Simply go to your smart device app store and download Rockefellas TV. For further information about Rockefellas TV and smart device apps, please go to rtvapp.com or rockefellastv.com. Rockefellas TV. Get your rock on.
Take your brand national with Rockefellas TV and AMG Outdoor Advertising. It's easier than you think. Join the thousands of advertisers who have built their businesses reaching America's most influential audiences. Be creative. We can help. Rockefellas TV and AMG Outdoor Advertising starts here. Advertise with us today.
I remember doing an audition for Jeffrey Osborne. Okay. I didn't get it. You remember a pianist named Greg Matheson?
Yeah.
His brother got the gig, but he died. I can't remember how long after he got the gig, because then it was open again.
That's it.
I didn't audition the second time, but I do remember they had a bunch of people. They had all kinds of people that were coming in to audition.
Jeffrey's Osborne's great.
Oh, yeah.
artist.
Do you know Maitland Ward?
No.
Mate was his MD for a while.
Okay.
He was an old friend of mine. I haven't seen him in years,
I see.
but I do know he did that.
Yeah, we got to connect with our old friends.
Oh, yeah.
See what's up.
I know.
Okay, so you met Mike Panera through me, right? Did I recommend you to?
No, I think through the Bobby Kimball's benefit for the Canine Lives, because they used to come in. It was Greg Albin who was playing drums with Mike at the time. And they would come in and they would also play for that benefit of Bobby Kimball's.
I see.
And that's where I met Mike and got along great and started doing some stuff. And you were doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I did I did a couple of records with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually how I did the thing with Denny Lane.
Okay.
We were talking about Denny Lane earlier, from Wings and Moody Blues.
Yeah. Go now.
Yeah. We played all those tunes. It was great. Everything was great. But yeah, that was how I worked with him through Mike Panera, because Mike had a thing called the Classic Rock All Stars.
Right, and he had that going on for like 20
Yeah,
years.
I know he
or something
did.
like that. They were very successful.
Yeah.
Chuck Norgren.
Chuck Negron. He was on the, he was
Three Dog Night.
Three Dog Night. That was when we played again through Bobby Kimball. I think we played at NAMM again. I think there was like several years that we played the Legends show that I played with Chuck.
Okay. So now, those of you who don't know Chuck was one of the singers in the Three Dog Night.
In Three Dog Night, yeah.
And they had how many hits? 40 hits.
Oh, they were great. I loved the band.
Yeah.
It was I learned so much from the keyboard player. God, I can't even think of what his name was now. Greenspoon, was it?
Okay.
I can't remember. Anyway, yeah.
What songs did you do with Chuck?
Mama Told Me Not to Come. We did Joy to the World. I think this was like in 2016 that I played the first time with him.
Wow. Yeah, I got to do a show with Floyd Sneed.
Floyd was on that gig.
Yeah. Oh, great. He's such a nice
Oh,
guy.
what a nice guy. And he passed and we did the benefit for him.
Oh, okay. We had a blast. We had a
Yeah,
great
he
time.
was a really nice guy.
I did a show with Floyd Sneed from Three Dog Night and Mark Dubray from Survivor and Dino Mandoloni on Dino Mandoloni show. Floyd was a great guy. And we talked about his style of drumming
Right.
and all that. I think I played with Friends of Distinction too.
Did you play that gig?
Yeah, I played with them.
For the PCG, for
Right.
Pacific Concert Group.
So I
yeah.
got the chance.
I ended up doing quite a few different shows with them. We went to the Philippines in 2016 and did some shows. And Harry Elston, he passed too. He passed just, I think, a couple of months ago, 3 months ago or so. What a special person he was. The songs, they're timeless. I mean, it's great stuff. Grazing in the Grass, the ballad, which is...
They had so many... They had
some great hits.
Classics. And I remember as a kid going, oh, my great.
Oh, yeah.
And they're playing with them,
Yeah.
Juice Newton.
I subbed for the keyboard player on that. I worked with her through... Actually, Rick Latham was doing that gig, too. Right. I did work with Juice, but it was through Rick. Rick Latham. Yeah. Very nice person. And
cool. That's
easy to work with. Yeah, it was playing all her songs.
Great.
Her stuff. Like I said, I'm not with the bands.
Yeah.
I'm not in the, the core band, but I play with them.
But that's what I've been doing for a long time. You kind of learn the music, show up and play and
exactly.
And do the best job you can do.
Absolutely.
And go on to the next.
That's right.
Randy Crawford.
I did
Street Life?
Yeah. I was with Dionne Warwick and we did a 3 Divas show.
Oh, nice.
Randy Crawford, Dionne Warwick, and Gladys Knight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't play with Gladys. I would have loved to. She had her own
she had her own band.
Her own band that came.
Engelbert Humperdinck?
Oh boy. Now that's opening up a can of worms. That was
we don't have to talk about any negative stuff. We can just say, how did that happen? How did you
I knew
was he living in England?
Sorry?
Does he live in England?
No, he was living here. He was living in Bel Air, I think.
Bel Air.
I knew the music director before. Well, to make a long story short, I was his music director. I took the other guy's place. Well, he's like a revolving musicians all the time. I didn't have the greatest experience with Engelbert.
Okay.
I went to Asia with him, and that was in 2022.
Okay.
But that, I think I explained that whole thing to you.
Well, I know you were doing some charts or writing.
Oh, I was doing all the arrangements.
Everything, okay.
I was doing all the arrangements.
And I heard that he had a hearing problem, or? Oh,
yeah. That's like, it's been going on.
Don't we all? But,
that's true. The funny thing is that I don't know if it was the music director or his manager, called me right after I had left Dionne Warwick when I got back home, and they called me and they said, we're looking for a keyboardist, and we understand you can probably do it now because you're not with Dionne Warwick. How they knew that, I don't know. But they said, well, if you can get on a plane right now and come to wherever they were, somewhere in the States, you know, we'll make it happen.
Oh, wow.
And I had just come back from England, I think. We did some tour, I don't remember. And I was just too tired. I really didn't want to do it. This was in 2003. Okay. I was tired. I wanted to relax. I didn't want to deal with, you know, going back out on the road. And so I said, nah, it's okay. I don't need to do this. They came back, or, you know, this happened like, what, 20 years later? I do remember the manager. I even told him that, do you remember when you guys called me?
Wow, you're saying 20 years later you got the gig again? Or
Well, but this was being their MD this time, the music director. The other time was just the keyboardist.
But being an MD, that means you're MD, but plus you're still a keyboard player as well.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the piano conductor. At the time, they weren't looking for a piano conductor. They had one.
We can get into some dirt if you want. So you're doing the arrangements and things, and then you're writing for them. And
I
then
wrote I did all the arrangements.
What happened?
Well, we got back from Asia, and they didn't want to compensate for all the arrangements that I did. I got paid for all the
shows,
all the shows that I performed and everything, and you know, they didn't want to pay for the all the arrangements.
So how many arrangements did you do?
I did quite a few.
How many?
I don't know, probably about 10?
10.
Something like that.
And the 10 arrangements
for
how big of an orchestra?
It wasn't that big. It was a smaller
Right, because they have to go on the road and stuff. You can't.
What's that?
You're going on the road, you can't be. So when you go on the road, is it just a rhythm section and you hire out?
For the most part,
yeah.
Usually. That's what we used to do with Dionne Warwick, that we, you know.
You hire the orchestra who's ever in that town.
Right. Whatever the venue is, they get the orchestra, you know, the city orchestra, whatever, or, you know.
Right, because like, you're plane flights and hotels and
yeah,
this and that.
Well, we used to do stuff in Florida. They would get the symphony there.
Yeah.
Or we went to Italy. We got the symphony there. I remember very well. We couldn't communicate at the time. Yeah. Since then, I took up Italian 1 and 2 because we couldn't really communicate. Joe Close didn't know any Italian. Oh. We did have an interpreter, but it was like we were getting lost in translation at times.
All right, and then we're looking at the clock, and we're rehearsing, and now we're in like it's 5 hours, and we...
Exactly. I remember we flew to Sicily, and we did a show in this beautiful amphitheater in Taormina. And we did a rehearsal. You know, we flew in that day and did the show that day. We did the rehearsal that day and then went to the venue.
You people who don't know what this means,
it's
fly in. You're already exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
By the time, you know, baggage and this and trying to get everything. Yeah. And they're stopping you. No, check him. He's got this on him.
Yeah.
And then, and again, when you finally get to the hotel.
Okay, no, we didn't get to the hotel.
To rehearsal.
We didn't get to the hotel. We got to the hotel after the performance.
Oh, so no, not even a hotel.
No.
You're exhausted.
Yeah.
You go to the venue. You do the rehearsal.
Yeah.
And then the show.
And then
you finally get
and
to the
you
hotel.
do a show, and then the next day you fly out to the next place in Sicily. It probably was
get on the plane.
Palermo or
welcome to the music.
Messina. It's a beautiful country, though.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Did you go to Leaning Tower Pizza?
Oh, I saw it. I didn't get to. Yeah, I remember we passed by it. Okay. I didn't get a chance to go there, but I went to everywhere else I could go. Of course, the Colosseum. Yeah. We did some shows in Florence, the Basilica there. Is it St. Peter's? I can't remember. Yeah. Right there in Florence, Italy, where all the art, all the beautiful. You know, whenever I went on the road, I try to go to all the historical and art locations. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It's the same thing with me. Whenever I'm on the road, I was like,
yeah,
I want to see everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If it's a country you've never been to.
We have to do a gig too? Oh, okay. Let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let me just tell you very quickly. When I was in Sicily, I went there twice, or we did, I think, back-to-back years in Sicily. The second time, Etna was active.
Oh.
It was active. Could see the plumes of smoke coming out of the volcano.
Whoa.
I remember one night, a guy, one of the promoter assistants said, "We're going to go up to Etna." And I said, "What?" But it's active. And he said, "Listen, if it blows, you're going to die anyway." We're in Catania, right? Catania is 25 miles from Etna. You can see it. Yeah. I can see it from my hotel room. And he says, "Yeah, it's gonna. If it blows, we're gonna die anyway. So let's go on up." And I thought about it, and I thought, maybe I should. So I did. Yeah. I went up there with them. Nobody else from the rest of the band went up. I don't know if they knew about it or not, but I did, and got up very close. It was like a whole outing for families. There were people that were just going up the roads with strollers, the whole family. It was like an outing, a family outing. And the volcano is, it's active. It was something else.
That's funny. Maxine Nightingale.
Yeah, I did some shows. That was through a good friend who's deceased now. I did a few shows with her.
Okay.
I also played with the guy from John Ford Coley. And the other guy was the singer for the Hollies. He was on that show, on one of the shows. I remember that. So they're compilations. A lot of times, they're just people that they throw together and, that's...
And they put it as a package of
they package
grassroots.
Well, now that I did a tour, that was like in it was really like 83. It was one of the first things that I did.
Okay.
I was 25, I think, 25 years old.
They had some cool hits on.
Oh, yeah. And I remember it very well, playing Midnight Confessions.
Midnight.
Yeah, I remember all that. Rob Grill was still alive then. He was the leader.
Okay.
At that time.
We played with Flying Stallone together.
Yeah, that time with Mike Pacelli.
That's right. Yeah.
Mike Pacelli and I can't remember. Oh, Baba. Wasn't it Baba Elefante?
That's right.
Yeah, I think so.
I've been with Frank for like 10 years.
Yeah, I know you did.
Long time.
Yeah, I know you did.
The Cascades.
Okay, that was through Chuck Cruz.
Okay.
When Chuck Cruz was the music director for the entire Pacific Concert Group shows. And he used to do the Cascades. And so they wanted to do some shows. And so Chuck got me to play keyboard.
Because the artists that played there, they usually did it every year, right?
What's that?
The artists that did the PC.
Oh, Pacific Concert Groups? Yeah.
I remember playing with Billy Paul.
Yeah, Billy Paul. Yeah, I remember that.
Me and Mrs. Jones.
Me and Mrs. Jones.
And he's an old school jazz singer.
Yeah, he is great.
I found out his history when we started talking with each other.
Yeah.
He had his chops even back then. He was up there.
But
he was still able to sing like really well.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun, some fun stuff. Did you play with Heatwave?
Yeah.
You did play with Heatwave.
I think I played with him twice.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. All those songs.
Come out and go, great
Groove
song.
Line and Boogie Nights and Always and Forever.
Yeah.
All that stuff. The songs that we grew up,
right.
Let's see, in the 70s. Well, I was, 20?
So, Bob, what is on the horizon? Like, what's going to be new?
Well, I'm going to be doing another Pacific Concert Group show in September. I know that because Chuck called me. Now, Chuck had some issues, health issues.
I see.
And he called me because he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to conduct the show. I don't know what the venue is. I don't know who the acts are. I don't know anything. Just know that Chuck called me to do it, and we usually do it at least once a year.
I remember when we were doing it, it was like on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it was always Valentine's Day. And and they would have a lot of shows. And so when there was, the keyboard players would always go and conduct the shows, and that's how I started doing it
Yeah.
with the other keyboard player. He would go off and do his shows, and I would go off and do my shows, which you were a part of.
Yeah. We'll be doing some more Rock All Stars shows.
Well, hopefully.
in the future,
We shall see.
because it's a kind of a team now, which we just played about 2 months ago.
No, just a month ago, June, I think it was.
and really well.
Yeah,
I
that's
had
good.
fun. We had blast.
Yeah, it's always fun.
We've composed together.
Yeah,
On
exactly.
some really classic stuff.
Yeah, I think that "Show Me" is a good song. I really do.
Show Me is a great song.
Well, and
It was just came from an idea, right?
yeah, I
And
remember.
then let's put it in 7/4 and all.
Well, you
that.
played it in 7/4, and so I kept it in there, and
And it's still kind of commercial.
I think
and
so.
We even pitched it to Steve Perry from Journey,
Yeah, we
right?
did.
It was like
We
a
pitched-
rock kind of ballad kind of thing.
we did pitch it to Steve Perry. He didn't have a voice
Yeah.
at that time. This was what during COVID, or was it before?
I don't remember what.
I can't remember either.
And then we had who did we play on guitar? Lead guitar was
He played with Keith Emerson. Mark Bonilla. Mark played the solo on that. I remember I wanted to show it to Glenn Hughes.
right.
Glenn Hughes still has a great voice.
Yeah, he does.
He still sounds
Play
really good.
great. Sounds great.
Yeah. I thought, that would work if and then I remember you talked to, who was it? Marco Mendoza? He was doing Journey at the time?
Yeah.
Didn't he hear
Right.
the song?
Right. We were going to pitch it to my longtime friend Marco Mendoza,
Right.
who was at the time he was playing with Journey,
Right.
and then I know he was also with Neil Sean and doing stuff with Neil, and that kind of got disbanded. People left, and
Yeah. Was Michael Narado,
yeah, he was singing lead. right?
he was playing drums, right?
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know what's happening with that whole thing. But we also did a suite together.
Oh, the Warrior Suite. Oh, that was great. I always enjoyed that. I loved that.
And I think I started writing this thing when I was at Berkeley.
Yeah, well, I think it was like an 80s
It was like a fusion thing. That
yeah, it was a prog
came
rock.
up with, and then it was mainly just like a melody, some chords, and but it went a long way because it was different sections.
Right.
And then because you're an arranger, you said, like, I could do this, we could do this section, and then you added all these strings and just make the whole thing come alive, man. Or the whole orchestra.
Yeah, I still at some point want to do it, play it live or
Yeah.
I still want to write another movement.
Yeah, oh, okay.
The last movement, I
Right,
thought.
because it went.
There's how many? This is, yeah.
And that's the whole beginning, and then it gets into a soft part,
Yep.
and the march thing.
Yep.
It went to so many different directions. Was it 4 movements?
I think something like that.
4.
I wanted to put another one, the last one, which
Okay.
would be a recapitulation of all the themes,
I like that.
that were stated before, and I thought that that would make it complete.
And that would
Exactly.
make it also probably 15 minutes long.
Yeah, oh yeah, it would make it long.
Something like that. So yeah,
It'd make
we
it
did
long.
One piece.
It's-
It's like 15 minutes long because those different sections.
Yeah.
There's actually stuff on the internet you can listen to, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can go Warrior Suite, and then
yeah, exactly. It's on YouTube.
there's
You can-
photos of you and I playing and
Yeah.
all that kind of thing.
Yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed doing that.
Well, there's more, and like I said, we've been together.
Yeah, we've known each other for a long time.
I came into LA when I was in 1990.
Oh, so it was 90, okay.
So it was like right after that, probably 91 or 92,
Right.
and we started doing stuff,
Yeah, I think since we worked together, I think we've always played in some project, something.
Yeah. You recommended me, I recommended you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah, correct.
So, Bob, until the next time, it's great.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
Thank you for being on the show.
It was a pleasure.
And
Enjoyed it.
we'll see each other soon, probably on the stage.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Is your business lost in the desert? Tired of dull billboards? Want your business to shine? Visit amgbillboards.com. Take your advertising to the next level. amgbillboards.com.